One. Okay. Introduction to social marketing. How many of you are aware of this term, social media marketing? I think if you can just.
According to me, social media marketing means I think we are doing marketing through social media, through FB, Facebook, through LinkedIn, through like advertising through television. I think that. So according to me.
So excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, Vineet.
Sir, hello.
Yeah, Vineet, go ahead.
Okay, sir. So according to me, actually, making awareness through social media is social marketing, social media marketing.
Okay. Yeah. So
actually, we are creating awareness, so people know about it and they will start using it. So it's a social media marketing.
So anybody else like to chip in? Guys, feel free to unmute yourself and talk if you are comfortable. So if you have a sound background, feel free to unmute and tell, because I would like to be a more interactive session rather than one-way session. Okay. Right. So as rightly mentioned by Vineet and Jyoti, also I think, yeah. So Anil, you are also right. So yeah. So marketing done over the social media. When I say social media, it's the most common on our Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google Plus, all these things, right? Not television, because TV is not the social media. It's again the traditional media. So the marketing done over these medias, is typically called social media. We'll cover in details, what really advantages, disadvantages. So I'll quickly move to next slide. Okay. Objective, I think you guys already have gone through it. So let's move. Yeah. So any idea why social media is important? Why it's really so critical? Why people are talking about it? People are spending billions of dollars on it. At some place, at some organization, people are even out, out outspending more on social media than the traditional media.
So, because people are spending so much money on social media, so because today all are using social media, everyone, if you see 15 16 years child have also using Facebook. So because of this they are using so much money on social media.
Right. Anybody else? Okay. Yeah. So correctly said, Jyoti. So it is important. The way people are connected to internet. There are more people connected to internet now than any other time. And if you see the the way internet is growing, the social media is growing, it itself is the huge number. Even at some places it is outspending even the country. So for example, if you see, we have to take an example of Facebook. So Facebook has a 1.79 billion monthly active users. That means if you create a country, Facebook would be the biggest country in the world. So you can imagine, through Facebook you have a potential to reach 1.7 billion user in a single day or in a single month. So that's the power of social media. And most of the people, you know, fail to really understand social media marketing. Even if you go to Wikipedia, it will say, when you market anything on social media, it's called social media marketing. But it's not that. If you see Neil Patel, who is the one of the leader in guru in a social media campaign, and he helped a lot of organizations in social media campaign. He really defined it very well, that social media marketing is the process of creating content that is tailored to the context of each individual social media platform in order to drive your user engagement and sharing. So, the typical example is that if you want to have a social media campaign, you want to have a tailored context for everyone. You cannot really have a blind approach that you will have a same kind of ad for a younger people and same kind of ad for a older people, same kind of ad for a gender. So you have to really context it, right? Also, when we think about social media, we just top platform which comes to our mind is Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. But it's way beyond, way beyond our imagination. I'll quickly show you a prism which we call the conversation prism. Let me open that. Try you. Just a sec. Right. So let me zoom in. Uh, Yeah. So you're able to see now, right? So if you see this prism, it's a very good prism. I'll share the link from where you can download it. It's really tell you the whole landscape of social media. So, when we consider social media, we generally talk about Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, but it's way beyond. So this prism really cover the almost whole landscape or ecosystem of social media. So in center, if you see, it's you are there, which provide you transparency, vision, purpose, value, and commitment. And then there are streams. If you see the outer circle of that prism, you have communications, we have HR, brand, community, service, development, marketing, and sales. What exactly this prism does for you is really categorize each platform. Even some of the platform you won't even thought before this that this can also be a social media, right? For example, YouTube, you all use YouTube. But have you ever imagined before that YouTube is also a social media? Right? You may or you may not. Uh,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We
YouTube
have
is
seen,
also
sir.
social media.
okay. So any other do you guys use Reddit or Wiki Answer, right? So these are the branding and community, right? Quora, answers.com. These also are kind of social media. So I think this whole prism can be very handy, in your whole career, because whenever you like to talk about people about social media, you can really categorize. Whenever you are building a strategy, for example, if you want to build a strategy around uh, sales and marketing, you can really pick what all comes under sales and marketing, right? Adapting, learning, listening. So it's really about that prism. So let's quickly spend a time and see how many platform you are aware of, right?
Sir,
Right.
sir, how Picasa is doing social media marketing?
Yeah. So Picasa, ultimately what you do, you share your pictures, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Web album, sir.
yeah,
Web album, sir.
right. And it provides you free space, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then do you see advertisement on that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So one of the way you can think about Picasa. So because people share their album on Picasa, mostly personal events, travel, right? So one can really customize, and use Picasa's platform to advertise your resorts, right? If because nowadays internet know everything about you. So when you upload it, it always geotags also, right? It provides you locations also. So intelligently Picasa can tell, okay, if you visit a lot of hilly areas for your vacation, what can be the good resorts in that area, right? So next time it can advertise those resorts to you, right?
Okay, sir. Got it.
And you will see a lot of common tags in this Prism, which comes across different um, categories. Like Facebook, it comes under listening and comes between adapting and learning also. Are you guys aware of social commerce? Anybody? If you go on your right side of the Prism, somewhere, yeah, after comments and between social marketplace, social commerce or social marketplace, both. So anybody heard of this term?
No,
Yes, sir, we
sir.
have heard, sir, it is similar to e-commerce.
Mm-hmm. And what's the difference between this and between e-commerce?
Sir, it is, sir, e-commerce, they use, sir, specifically website, but sir, in social media, sir, we are using different media like Facebook to sell our product, to make awareness. Over the social media, we sell our products, sir.
Right, but social marketplace or social commerce, have you heard about this term? It's a very interesting term in this Prism. Okay, so think about this. Think about this. Although Flipkart, Snapdeal may not be providing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so social market, sir. Social market is, sir, where people meet virtually, sir. Over the internet, they interact with each other and one to many people's. It is social market, sir.
Yeah. So let's talk about a practical example. Let's say in your circle, in your whole social circle, you have a friend who is very techno, very in about mobile phones, right? And he always have a good value for money. He always buy a good value for money phone, right? And you really like to know, what kind of phone that person is buying, right? You maybe want to have same kind of phone. So in social commerce, social marketplace, one of the concept is that, you can really market your products, so people can commerce depending upon each other buying pattern, right? Right. So somebody in your social circle is really good about on fashion, right? So you may want to cross sell what that person is buying, and you can really follow him, right? So that kind of things comes under social commerce, social media. So what I'll suggest, you go through this Prism and try to see these categories, and in next session come up with the questions if you have any on the specific category, and we'll take it out, right? Okay. Okay, so I'll switch back to presentation. Okay. Okay, yeah. So coming back to importance of social media. So I think you all are aware of social importance now, right? If not, after this, looking at this Prism and looking at the statistics which I shared, right? Any doubt, or anyone thinks that social media marketing is really not important? Okay. So, quickly cover, why, still if somebody has any doubt, to cover that. So why is it really important? First of all, it increased the brand recognition. It's improved your brand loyalty. It's a more opportunity to convert people and higher conversion. And how it happens, in next slide, I'm going to quickly compare both traditional and social media, and that will really help you a lot. But before we move to any campaign, just understand one thing, that social media space is changing very fast. It's the fastest growing, at the same time fastest changing space. So the advice would be that beginners, let's say if you get an opportunity to drive or participate in your organization a next digital or social media campaign, and you are a beginner, so just follow a rule of it, or my advice would be to stick to things which have been around for years. The experimenting in social media is very, uh, you know, can be very, very costful, right? So stick to the basics first, and then as you learn the nitty-gritty of social media, then you can really go with the new things. So, for example, if you're really starting a new campaign, let's start with Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, because these people are here from long. Okay. Quickly towards the difference. So, bottom on the screen, I have predict a picture. So it's old media versus new media. It gives you a quick comparison. So old media, it's just one-way communication, right? TV, newspaper, radio, whatever, right? So people in a group or people individually consume the content. There is no way of getting a feedback. It's a one-way channel. But the new media, social media, it's more about social, where people are linked to each other, and it's a two-way communication. It's a 360 degree rather than one-way 90 degree. So if you compare traditional media, so one-way media, social media marketing is more two-way. Traditionally is mass marketing, one size fit for all kind of approach. Social media, majorly one-to-one marketing. You can really customize your pitch depending upon individual segments. Traditional media is more about product, more about me, the marketer who is marketing, it's about them, the product. Social media marketing is more about you, the person who's consuming, right? It's you tailorize that. Typical matrices which you follow or you track in traditional marketing is reach, frequency. How many people I am able to reach, what is the frequency. Social media, it's main engagement which you track, right? How much your customers or how much your clients are really engaged for how long. Best part of traditional media, it's very structured and controlled, right? You define a budget, you define a single ad, you control it. How social media marketing is really unstructured. It goes viral. So it's very difficult to structure it. Traditional is more passive, you don't really involve your consumer in it. Social media is very active. Global and generalized. Traditional is really again, one size fit for all. You really generalize it. Social media, you really target what kind of client you have and you do specific market. Examples: newspaper, radio, Facebook, Twitter. Okay. Any questions? I hope everybody understands the difference between traditional marketing, social media marketing, importance.
Sir,
Yeah, Jyoti.
sir, sir, I have here doubt. Metric reach, frequency, metric engagement here.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth one. Traditional marketing and social marketing, fourth one.
Yeah. So what's the confusion? Like, what exactly the reach, frequency matrices are?
Yes, sir.
So in traditional media, generally if you design an ad campaign for a traditional media like newspaper, right, or the television, so what they track is the reach, that how many people, how many subscriber I have of this newspaper, and how frequent I need to advertise my product. For example, if you open newspaper, most of the newspaper first page has been acquired by Paytm or Freecharge or these e-commerce site, right? So they decide their campaign that okay, in a year of time, 365 days, we want to have a frequency of around of around frequency of around 300 days in a year. That will help us reaching 100 million people, right? So in traditional media, these matrices they follow, because there is no way to quickly assess the number of people visiting, looking into the or are engaged in after that ad. On the other hand, social media marketing, people track metrics like engagement. So what really engagement means, how many ad which I display, how many people really clicked on ad, went to my site and are engaged, right? It's not just about how many times I display that ad. It's beyond that. It's the end-to-end engagement I'm able to
Sir,
facilitate.
sir, like if any person give advertisement through Facebook, then there is a like. Like if any person is like my page, then that is, I think, metric engagement.
No, so like, okay. So like is one of the metric you can track, but in my opinion, that's really doesn't give you how many people are really interested. Sometimes you really look into it and you do a like, right? But it doesn't mean that you are really engaged. It doesn't tell you that that user really visited your platform and really bought something from you, right? So it's just about, okay, I may like it, but I may not going to buy it, right? So you have to track the end-to-end engagement with customers. How many people are really engaged? For example, if you are running an online grocery shop, right? You do an advertisement on Facebook. People may like your ad, but you need to really track how many people really clicked on that ad, signed up for the site, and are really engaged and doing shopping every day or every month, right? So this is what you want to track in social media, not just like can be one of the area, but not in my opinion is not cannot be the final metric which you can really say that your campaign is a success or a fail.
Okay, sir.
Got it?
Got it.
Yeah. So we'll cover each matrices in detail, like impressions, click, all those things. So one of the example where you can really like to track a like is when you are launching a new product. Let's say, any new soft drink company, they want to launch a new flavor of their soft drink, but they want to create a demand before launching it. And that way you can really launch it and track likes, that how many people really like that. That means that can give you some insight that, okay, at least these many people will going to buy it, right? But will they going to be engaged for a long term? That's not you can get. Yeah, but for initial launch, in my opinion, like is a good metrics to follow. Okay. So anyone, any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So how many of you has done your marketing course, your traditional marketing? Okay, Gaurav, you are doing. Anyone else? Okay. Vineet is also doing. Okay. Yeah. So the reason I was asking you is uh, so although the social media marketing is a new field altogether, but being a marketing stream, it it does follow a basic fundamental of marketing, right? So how many of you are aware of STP or 3Cs?
Sir, STP we are aware, segmenting, targeting, positioning, and what CCC we are not aware.
Okay. So Jyoti, can you Tell me what really you understand from STP.
STP means segmenting, targeting, positioning. Segmenting means uh, first we are made a strategy, like if we are going to like sell any product, or if you going to launch any product, first we have to make a segmenting, like strategy, like which age group we are who will come in our segmentation, like age group, and according to area, and that things we are segmenting, which product we are launching, so what customer need, what thing, and targeting, if we are taking age group, age, so in age group, which age group we are talking, according to our product, like it's health, is gym health drink, so like according to gym drink, like that, so we are targeting mostly 18 to 30 age group, and this and mostly according to age, and according to area, that we are targeting. And positioning means which place we are open our shop, that is a positioning, where we promote our product, that is a positioning, I think.
Yeah. So rightly said, Jyoti. So STP is a very basic of marketing, and the basic idea behind is that your budget, your resources, your energy, your time is limited, and you cannot really target everybody. So what you have to do is really, you really need to identify your customers, identify the pitch you want to do, and then where you want to do. So STP is nothing but a segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So from segmentation, you divide people, segmentize people depending upon different segments. Generally in marketing or media marketing, you have 7-8 different segmentation, like demographic segment, age, income, gender. Then socio-economical factor, like what kind of social class somebody belongs to, what kind of stage of family cycle, like young family, older family. Geographic factors like cultural, regional, national differences. Philosophical factors, lifestyle, personality traits kind of thing. Consumption pattern. Then belief and value also can be one, and then benefit can be one. So these are segmentation you do to categorize people, right? Yeah. So Amritish is right. Segment division based on anything like size, age, color, area. Yeah. And Gaurav says to whom we can target or who will be the audience, right? So yeah. So for example, if you pick so as Jyoti mentioned, the health drink, right? So let's say you want to do a campaign around a health drink. So you may want to divide the target area. Let's say you want to sell a health drink in a Delhi NCR area. So you want to see how, age segmentation. Okay, health drink, I may want to target it people between 20 to 25, right? I may want to target people with a high income. I may want to target just males because it's good, kind of drink which provide you more energy for building muscles, right? So you really do a segmentation to target to really see who you want to target. Once you do a segmentation, then you list down the criteria which you want to cite, like so which you want to target. Like one of there can be a couple of areas like criteria side. So when you target a segment, you need to really consider 5 main things. One is this criteria, that your market size should be large enough to justify segmentation. If a market is too small, it may not worth enough. Like for example, you may there can be one segment, let's say a segment of older people living in an uptown, or a downtown area, like a business area. If you want to target, that's, business area, mostly working people stay, right? So older people, there would be only few. So that market would be too less, right? And then the segmentation should be measurable, between segments. No, it's not that, you cannot really measure it. So you have to have some differentiation. And then you really have to anticipate the profit or cost which you want to do it, right? So you have to categorize, okay, I want to put this much of cost on this particular segment. And then each segment must be accessible to your team. There can be a lot of segments. Let's say you want to target that, there can be a segment, rural area, people between 50 to 70 years of age. Can you really reach that segment over social media or the media you are targeting? If not, you should not consider that. And then what you need to really focus is different benefits for that segment, right? So any doubt, any question on segmentation and target? So you guys understand segmentation, right?
Yes, sir.
And what about target?
Target is also whatever we are taking their age, income, domestic, geographical. So we will just doing in a brief way targeting, like age, which age group we will target,
Yeah, that's
geographic, which area we will target, rural or urban.
right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But what you have to do when you shortlist a target, you really, have to see these five characters or 5 points you have to consider. That the target must be a sizable. There should be a difference between those segments, and you should anticipate what kind of profit you will get there. You need to know, is it accessible, or you really also need to know what are the different benefits those people will get. So it might be possible that two segment will getting a same kind of benefit. So you may need to merge those two segments, right? Because ultimately your anybody who's using your services or product is using it for a benefit, right? If that segment is not getting any benefit, then you may not want to target it, right? So always consider these five basic parameters before you really shortlist your segment. And I think once you start doing the uh, assignments, these things will come handy. Okay. Now,
Sir,
positioning. Yeah, Jyoti, you were
sir,
saying something?
accessible means the fourth point.
Fourth point,
Accessible.
accessible, right? So each segment must be accessible to your team, and the segment must be able to receive your marketing message, right? So, for example, there is one segment which I mentioned. Let's say there's a segment, and let's say, for example, you are doing a campaign on Facebook, right? When you want to advertise your brand, your product or service on Facebook, and one of the segment which comes 60 plus people living in a rural area. It's a segment, right? But can you access that segment? Can that segment get how many people in rural area 60 plus will have an account on Facebook? Right? Very less, right?
So,
So from accessibility, you will get to know, really how many, what will the value I will get from that segment, right? For example, if you are marketing a baby product, right? And one of the consumer would be your, people of, mm, we'll check. So I think about it. Yeah. So if you are trying to market your a baby product and you decide to do it on LinkedIn, how many people are really interested, or people who are using it for a business purpose will have accessibility to that, right? So you need to consider these factors also when you finalize the final target segments.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Got it, sir.
So anyone have questions on segmentation target?
Sir, target is choosing from many segmentation. Specifically, we target someone, sir, individually, or sir, we target. That is called targeting, sir.
Right. So finalizing the final segment from all the segmentation you've done. So shortlisting those segment which you want to really target is it's targeting. Rightly said.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now comes to positioning. So positioning now, once you did your segmentation, you did your target, you know who you are really, want to target. So positioning is the third step. And it's a process where marketers use to determine the best way to communicate their product and their attributes to the target customer based on their need, and then competitive pressure and available communication channel. And that message has to be crafted carefully. Now, for example, let's say, what do you say? You all use this cab aggregators, right? Uber and Ola, or at least heard about it, right? So if you see, so they do a segmentation that they want to target tier 1, tier 2 cities. Yeah, okay. And what kind of user they want to run. Now, that's the third part of positioning. Let's say they want to run a online the Facebook or LinkedIn campaign. So the positioning would be different depending upon segment. For example, for a working professional, they may come up with advertisement or campaign where they are showing the benefit of using Ola and Uber, and meanwhile they travel to their office, they can read their uh, emails, right? Right. So they are positioning their product or their service for a particular segment depending upon the benefit they get. So, uh, a housewife or a student may not be interested in reading emails over the when driving to Ola or Uber. For a housewife, they can come up with that. You can shop online while using your Ola and Uber towards the mall, right? Or you can scroll through the good deals and don't waste your time while on the road, right? So this kind of positioning or this kind of message which you craft or decide uh, is about positioning. When you really marketing your product specific to the customer needs. So any questions, or should I again explain the positioning? Okay.
No question, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now again, I have this chart, it's a values chart. So, again, it just rephrase or recover the STP. So it's a step-by-step process. You do a market segmentation, identify segmentation, determine importance characteristic of each market. You do a targeting, you select one or more segment, you evaluate your commercial attractiveness for that segment, and then you develop the positioning of that product and do a marketing depending upon that, right? Okay. So this is it's a very this is a very popular chart or popular metrics, before over the internet also. So it's tell you about a good, gives a good example of a cars in the society. Okay. Okay. So you had a good look on this chart. Okay. So it just tell you there are four different segment or categories of a specific car. So on the left side you have a luxury cars. On the top is sporty car, then economic class, and then family car. Now, if you see, this plot different car available specifically in European and US market, which cater the different markets. So if you say a Porsche 911 is a very luxury car and a sporty car, right? Whereas Audi A4 is a luxury and not that sporty. At the same time, Mini Cooper is a bit cheaper than other luxury cars and also a sporty. Same way, Toyota Aygo is a economic car, but it's not a family car. Whereas Volvo V60 is a more economic family car, but it's not economic. For example, so if you see this and the circle which is gap in market, so this kind of positioning, this kind of help you to identify where you want to position where you want to target. So this clearly indicate that market is really there are a lot of people who are targeting a sporty car in an economic range. There are almost 4 or 5 people here, and then luxury and sporty there are very less people, and then luxury and family there are again less, and there's a big gap where there's a car which has a family suitability and also on the good on the economy side. Right. So are you able to understand this chart, this matrices? Sorry. Okay. So Amrish, what's the can you tell me what's the question or what confusion you have in this? Feel free to unmute yourself. How to identifying target. Okay. So if I go back to the slide, just a second. Yeah. So the way of identifying a target you want to do, these 5 areas you have to consider: criteria size, differences, money you can make, accessibility, and focus. Right. And in terms of this particular example, if you see, so they really categorize 4 features: sporty, luxury, family, and economic, right? So if you take example of car, so when Audi develop their product or Audi wants to market their product, they really come up whether what's the economy, what's the fuel economy or what's the price they have, right? And what kind of features they have. So those features are really luxury feature or they are a sports feature. So they identify those features and then they identify their target audience, and then they uh, put that product into that particular segment to market. So generally what happened is that these kind of matrices are available from the marketing consultants or or the consultants, and you get it, you buy these kind of report, you do the analysis of your product, and then you try to see where you want to map it. For example, there can be you are developing a product, and before developing a product you want to get this matrix to know, okay, now if I'm a car manufacturer or into a car R&D hub, after looking this I clearly see three areas, luxury car which have a sporty feeling, right? It's this particular area if you see. And then luxury family luxury car, there's hardly any luxury car, which have a good luxury also and can accommodate family. Same way economy, family, right? So what I'll do, what I'll recommend is that it's not your assignment, but you guys can go back and do this if you have time. Pick any product which you use, mobile, tab, internet provider, any product. Try to Google it, try to see these kind of metrics, what kind of people they are, targeting and how they are positioning any product, and come up with some example in next session. We're going to discuss it. Okay, that will also able to help you to understand more. Okay. Because I'll tell you one thing. Even for marketing or people who have already done marketing, same fundamental apply here. It's more the more practice you do or more problem you try to solve, the more you learn. Theoretical things is always available, right? Anybody can do a Google and get to know. It's more about the uh, problem you try to solve, the better you know. And I would like to drive this particular course is that you guys, after this session, you guys come up with areas, product you see or around. You're going to discuss it in next couple of sessions. This is the way to really get hold of marketing. It's you cannot really read 5-6 books, cite an article and say that I understand marketing or social media marketing, right? So that's why if you see, I kept the this particular course, like your session one is a lot slides, lots of topics I try to cover, and then session 2, session 3, session 4 more towards I have less content to cover but more discussion to have, right? Because this is changing, it's fast changing field. So the more you discuss, the better you know. Okay. Three C's. Anybody aware of 3 C's? So it seems that no one is really aware of it. 3 C's is basic of it's like uh, the next step of STP, or very much similar to STP, where you identify a customer, you identify the content you want to do, and then you identify the context. So now it's you identify who are your customer, again kind of segmentation. Second is what is their decision journey, how do they take decision and how I can interact with them. For example, again, when you do a segmentation, after the segmentation, you identify customers, right? And then you identify their decision journey, how a customer decide or take any shopping or any purchasing decision, and how you can interact. And then what you want to tell to your customer about your product in content, how you will going to present that information, and whether that really going to solve their need. So once you identify your customer, you identify what message you want to give, then you want to do a context where you want to say, okay, my content is right, but can I find my content at the right place at the right time? Can it really catch their attention? Okay. It sounds to be very similar to STP, but we'll do an example and then it will help you to understand more. Let's do a quick exercise on 3Cs. Okay, for example, you are leading a marketing campaign for an online education organization which provide an online classes and study material for students, and you have a budget of 5 crore, right? And you want to do a marketing campaign, right? So everybody understand this example? Online marketing for so social media marketing for an online education company organization with a 5 crore of budget. Okay. Now, how are you going to spend it? Let's talk this. So first, what was the first C of three C's? Does anybody remember? 3 C's. We just covered 2 slides back. What was the first C?
Sir, first is customers. Sir, we need to identify a customer whom we will target, like who are a customer we have to see.
Right. Yeah. So identify your customers. You only target the people you want to target. So know as much about them as possible, right? So it's kind of segmentation, but you go one more detail. So anybody can help me on online education classes, study material. Who will be your customers?
Sir, it depends on whom we are targeting. Like if we are providing study material to like students from 1st to 12th, graduate students. So sir, we will target college students, school students. So these will be our customers. And for like primary student, we can target their parents. Like
Right. Well said. So yeah. So if you really detailed out at more level, so this can be a good snapshot. School student living in a metro area or tier 1 city, class 1 to 4 having a broadband connection, again class 5 to 8 broadband connection, 9 to 10 broadband connection, 11 to 12. So you really identify or do a segmentation, same kind of similar thing. You identify your customer first. Then what was the second step? Second C? Content, right. So, okay, yeah. So choose the right content, depending upon different segment. For example, a class 1 to 4 student you may want to target them with a message, learn with fun, right? You may not want to give a message, prepare your foundation. That segment may not able to understand it, right? Same way, you want to have a message for a 5th to 8th class student, complex new word. That's the time where new subjects start getting introduced. So they want to understand them complex. 9 to 10 is the foundation for next classes, right? And then 11, 12, board preparation, sample paper, mock exercise. So this is the content, right? You do you identify a customer, then you identify the right message to give. Got it? So anybody, any questions, any doubt, any suggestion on this, or any other message you can target for each kind of customer? Okay, and what is the third C of 3 C's? Context, right? So what context mean? Influencing depending upon your stage. Okay, for example, now you have identified customers, you have identified the message you want to give, but that message should be contextualized. It should be specific to that mindset of that person. So for example, if you compare with the traditional media, again I'll go back to the newspaper example, and e-wallet, because that's one of the hot topic right now. So I see front page ad from Paytm or Freecharge every day on my newspaper. I already have an account, right? Okay, I am identified customer. I know the content. Okay, that I want to have what is the e-wallet, but that ad or that content is not appealing to me. I comes in all categories, but I already have, I don't want to enroll it again. I already have it. So that context, because I don't have that context, I don't have, I'm not at the stage where I want to sign it up. So that's really doesn't attract me. So for me, there would be a different message which I would be attracting, like upgrade your e-wallet and get a discount today, right? So that's the context, right? I am the identified customer. I have the content, but the context is missing. So for example, so the interaction point, customer need a different message at a different stage of their decision journey. Different message when they have already visited your website, and a different if they have not. For example, if you are targeting school students 11 plus and you have created an ad for their Facebook account, right? And you publish that ad. So if they are not already visited your site, or they have not already visited your site, you may want to give a different message or different content, right? For example, for a new person who has not visited your site, you may want to give a message, if you are struggling with the 11th or 12th exams, we have a solution for you, right? This message will attract. Or for a person who already visited your site, there would be a message, it will be good to see you back. We have a more discount since you last visited. Understood? Guys, it's a very, very complex and very important thing to learn. Context is very important, and that's where most of the campaign can go wrong. So do you understand the context? So do you understand the decision journey? What decision journey means?
Decision journey means sir, decision journey means if what like before that who will our customer. So in decision journey, like if we are at that taken customer, it is suitable for our product or not, which we are going launch.
No, so that you already do in your customer set, right? Customers, or when you identify a customer, you do your segmentation, right? Okay, so I think first of all, you may have some technical, you may need to build a technical background. So do you know, whenever you visit any of the site over internet or any place like Facebook, Google, so they really know everything about yourself. Google, Facebook, or any other site, they really have a power to know who you are, who exactly you are, right? So, you do one thing. You visit a Facebook, for example. One of the example which this will help you to understand how context work. Right. So every time customer visit to the website, they'll give us something new for a customer, something a message really contains. I think Aditya really defined it in a very simple term. Same is applicable to the media platform also. So I'll give you for one example. Let's say you, okay. For example, let's say you visited Big Basket. Okay, you went to Big Basket, you scrolled through a Big Basket, and you didn't do any purchase. You just closed that and went out. After a few days, you visited Times of India or NDTV. You see there are small ad section in that, right? So the ad that's been described by, that's been used by, so one of the ad providers is Google. So how Google algorithm works? Google will identify that this person visited Big Basket few weeks back, and surprisingly you will see an ad on Times of India or NDTV of Big Basket. So they know that you visited Big Basket and you may interested, so you will get an ad depending upon that. Yeah, so that's the one way. So that when you like something, Facebook really, so how the Facebook works. So whenever you visited any or you like any ad, Facebook put their preference that you may be interested in this kind of product, right? At the same time, when you like something on Facebook, for example, if you like a university on a Facebook, right? So when you, yeah, so Snapdeal Mantra also did it same way. So when you visited them and then you go to Facebook, you may get this kind of end up, yeah, activity tracking, right? So this is so all this made possible to decide or track a decision journey of a customer. So what decision journey when I'm saying? A person has already visited your site, so you want to give a message that okay, you already visited but you have not made any purchase, we have some discount for you. Got it? Now second example can be different messages when they're shown on the intent. Let's say for example, and this is a good way of comparing it with the offline world. So if you guys, because you have already just passed your graduation, these coaching center guys or training institutes, they do it right. When you visit them, they tell you about all courses they have and the price, and they'll ask you to fill a form, right? And you fill a form, you go back to your home, you will receive a call, right? That okay, you visited our institute and it seems that you may not like the fees price, we have a discount, right? So this is a direct message where they know your intent, right? Third is if their enrollment is expired, right? So you may want to have a different message for a people who who visited who was part of your online school online study material and their enrollment expired. You want to give them a different message, so you really know who they are and then you tailor their context. Okay, so got it. So 3 C's. Any questions? Customer, content, context.
No, sir. Got it.
So Ritesh, no means you understand it or you don't understand it. Like no means you have questions or not? Okay. Again, same thing applies. Go back, pick one thing which you really like or which you use and try to come up with 3 C's example, and we're going to cover that example in next session. That will help you understand. Okay. So now, before moving to next topic, one particular question. do you know how the budgeting for any marketing campaign work? Any idea?
Yes, sir. It is as per lead creation, sir.
As per?
So it is as per lead, sir. As per lead, turn out to be a customer, sir, who bought something.
Okay. Anyone else? Yeah. Somritesh, you are right. So anyone else have any other understanding? Okay. So just park this now because the topic which we are going to cover is may help you understand this. CAC. So anybody know what is CAC?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is a customer acquisition cost.
Okay, right.
And CLTV is their customer lifetime value.
Right. So what exactly the customer acquisition cost means, Vidresh?
Sir, it is
The customer acquisition,
so it is the monetary value which we spend to acquire a customer in the different process like meeting, follow up, and when we turn to be a customer of our product. So in this whole process, we spend some money, time. So that is the cost.
And why you need to track it? Why do you need to know that?
Because sir, what we are offering is related to the customer acquisition cost. Suppose if we are selling 100 rupees product and we are spending more than 70-80 rupees to acquire a customer, then it is not beneficial. So it is necessary to know that what is the cost of acquiring a customer to make our product, sir, price strategy, sir.
Right. Anyone else?
yes, sir, customer acquisition cost, you can say like per customer, sir, how many per customer using divided by number of customer. That is like we customer acquisition cost through we can calculate per customer how much charge going, how much charge is going on per customer, like cost, how much cost is going on per customer.
Right. So CAG is one of the most important matrices, for any e-commerce store or any or digital marketing or any social media marketing. And the reason being is why we do business. We do business to make a profit, right? To a substantial profit, or the sustainable profit, right? And you really need to know what's the return I'm getting on my investment. And to know the return, you need to know the cost. So CAC is nothing but a customer acquisition cost, at least mentioned by Amritesh and Jyoti. The price which you really pay to acquire a new customer, right? So in any term, any social media marketing or a traditional marketing, the amount of money or time or resources you spend and the customer you get in out of that is the CAC, and it is important to know what is your CAC. That's define how efficient your campaign is, whether it's going in the right direction, do we need some changes in that. That's very important. And it's all about acquiring a new customer. So you don't consider people who are already your customer and buying it again due to your advertisement. No. So it's just about new customers, right? Because for old customers there are different ways, right? The CAC is basically for new customer. The simple formula: total marketing campaign cost related to the acquisition, again not retention. People you are acquiring new, and total customer you acquire. For example, you spend 5,000 rupees and you acquire 50 customers. Your CAC would be 5,000 divided by 50, 500. So you spend 500 rupees basically to acquire one customer. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. CLTV. Anybody, any idea what is CLTV?
Yes, sir. It is sir, customer lifetime value, sir. Uh, Value, sir, that customer will get over the period of time, sir. Like suppose I have purchased something and I am going to get benefits up to 10 years. That is the customer lifetime value, sir, for that product. I have value for 10 years.
Yeah. And why we need this?
Sir,
Sir,
can I explain this one?
Yeah, Jyoti, go ahead.
So, customer lifetime value means according to customer, what is the value of that product? Like, if, according to seasonal, if we see, to explain, like if we see raincoat. So in a rainy season, the value of raincoat is so much high for customer. That is customer lifetime value.
No, Jyoti. So I think that's not the customer. Customer lifetime
But
value.
you can,
Customer lifetime
sir,
value.
you can
sir,
take on
sir,
You get.
sir, that is completely, sir, different example, I think, sir. So customer lifetime value is, sir, what a customer is going to achieve from the benefits he will get from the product, and what the benefits over the period of years a company will get from that customer. That is customer lifetime value, sir.
Yeah, so customer lifetime value is just about company, first of all. It's not related to what value customer is getting. It's customer lifetime value, which is the total of all the financial profit a customer bring for your firm. For example, let's say you acquire a customer and you think that your customer will stay with you for next 10 years, and each year that one customer will give you a approximate profit of 1,000 rupees. So our customer lifetime value would be profit, which is 1,000 into number of years. It's lifetime. It's 1,000 into 10, 10,000. So the customer like CLTV would be 10,000. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Jyoti?
Yes, sir.
So these CLTV is for your organization, not for your customer. Okay? So I quickly read the bulleted point to make you understand. CLTV, prediction of net profit attributes to the entire future relationship with the customer. Customer lifetime value is the total of all financial profit a customer brings in for the firm calculated from the existing period. Can drive actionable information that enable them to design strategy for a customer that really matter in a long term rather than focusing solely on increasing the short term profit. Now this is very important. Customer CLTV gives you an idea on where to focus. Let's say you have a category or segment of customers which are a one-time buyer. They visited your site or visited your marketplace. They just buy for one or two times. You don't want to give them too much discount because ultimately they are not going to stay. Then you identify customers which really will going to stay for long run, right? You may want to give them more discount. right? So it will help you in focusing and designing your strategy for customer who really mean. You may not. So for example, if you just keep focusing on a short-term customer and keep giving them discounts, they, one or two purchases is always be in a negative territory, right? So you may don't want to give them discount just for the short-term period, right? You want to stay them, you want to keep them buying again and again. Like I gave you an example. If you have an app which provides home cleaning service, right? Which costs 250 rupees per hour. As per market research, young urban working couples are your target, right? So let's take this example to calculate CLTV. So you have an app which provide home cleaning and you charge 250 rupees per hour, right? So your product value is 250. Now consider the cost. Let's say you pay 150 rupees for a person who goes and does all cleaning, and your operational cost is 50, right? So 150 your labor cost, 50 rupees is your operational cost, and 250 you charge. So what's your gross margin per transaction?
50 rupees, sir.
Right?
50 rupees, sir.
Okay, and let's say you do a prediction that one customer generally stay with you for 5 years and calls 4 times in a year, right? 5 years, 4 times in a year, and you make 50 rupees as a profit for per transaction. So what's your CLTV in this case?
1000, sir.
Anybody else? Aditya, Anshul, Gaurav, Jyoti, Pinky, Vineet, any?
1000, sir.
How we come to 1000?
5
Yes, sir,
years.
1000 because 50 into 5 years.
Mhm.
1000.
Right, Gaurav. Gaurav, you were saying the same thing?
Yeah. Actually, 5 years the customer is staying, and for 1 year he's calling for 4 times. Okay. Then 5 into 4 into equal to 20, and the 50 rupees charges. Then 20 into 50 equal to 1000.
Right. So now you know that if you are able to onboard, or if you have 1,000 customers which stay for 5 years, so how much profit you're going to get in 5 years, right? 1,000 is your CLTV. You do it in multiplication of 1,000. That's your
CLTV.
5-year profit, right? So it'll help you in prediction of net profit, right? And this is the way which you show the importance of your social marketing campaign or your product, or to get the investment, right? This is the way to calculate the profit. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So before moving ahead, I'll touch base Uber and Ola case. So do you know the business model of any of them? How Uber and Ola operates? So anybody used it? Okay. It seems that nobody uses it. So I'll just give you an example. So generally what you do is that you have an app of these taxi aggregators. You book an app, they book a ride, they charge you some rupees, and then they give some amount to them, to a driver, and they keep a margin in between, right? So how they really calculate, like most of them, if you see, they give heavy discounts. They approximately, they charge 6 rupees per kilometer, but they give their drivers 10 rupees per kilometer as a charge, right? So they always they make a 4 rupees of loss per kilometers, but still they run that business. And the reason being is that they have some calculated CLTV, that people who really stick and slowly they increase the price will going to stay, and then they're going to earn the profit out of it, right? So that's why this CAC, CLTV really help them to create a business plan around it. Okay. So I think what you can do is, just go back and do a Google on Uber and see their price model, how they are really earning, and are they in losses or they are into a profit. Okay. So any question on CAC or CLTV?
Sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So you understand CAC, you understand CLTV. Can anybody tell me what is the importance of CAC?
Sir, the
Sir, through
importance
CSE,
of
Yeah, let's talk one by one. Samritesh, you are on unmute, so you can talk.
yes, sir, CLTV is important to calculate what we spend to acquire a customer. What is our customer acquisition cost? That it is important to know, sir.
Yeah, but why?
So through this we know that how much we spend to acquire a customer.
Okay. Yeah, Jyoti, you were saying something?
yes, sir. It is
Sir.
CAT,
Otherwise, how we will?
customer acquisition cost is important to know the price of acquire new customer, how much price we are investing to acquire a new customer. To know these things, it's a per customer, it's important.
And sir, how we will recover, sir? It defines our strategy, sir. That's why we need, sir, CSE.
Right. Just give me a second. Just give me a sec. Yeah. Yeah, right. So it is important, but so there are a few important points which you need to consider. First, it's really very difficult to determine your CLTV. It's not easy. And your CAC is really unpredictable. It keeps changing, and it's really tough to estimate it. Higher spending on one channel with higher CLTV is justified. One channel you have a high CAC, but at the same time you are getting a good customer lifetime value from it. It's justified. For example, let's say you are marketing antivirus product, right? So you may want to spend less on Facebook and you may want to spend high on LinkedIn. Maybe LinkedIn charges more, so your CAC may be higher on LinkedIn, but you know that people who are visiting LinkedIn will have a high probability to buy your antivirus, a high probability to stay with you for years, right? So when you do any assignment and you do any exercise in practical, when you run a campaign, so don't get confused that in one particular channel, if your CAC is high, you should not go. You still should go if you are getting a good CLTV out of it, right? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Right. It's just about
Yes, sir.
somebody has given a lead example. You can get a good lead database from market in a cheap rate, but it may be possible that 50% of that are dormant, right? You cannot really use it. They are not reachable. They are not active users. So it doesn't matter how cheap it is, but still the output is known. And on the other hand, you buy an expensive list out of which 95% people are active, right? So it does justify your cause of paying higher value. So higher CAC with a higher CLTV is justified. Matrices such as traffic, lead cost, impression, footfall, cost are marketing funnel. CAC is the final metric. So as I mentioned, it's very unpredictable for CAC. So CAC is the final one. But before that, you really need to see your matrices like traffic, how much traffic your site is generating, how much individual lead when you buy, what's the cost of it, what is the footfall or impression for that. So in next sessions, I think session 2 we're going to cover marketing funnel, and you will learn these matrices about traffic, lead cost, impression, footfalls. All those I'm going to cover in that session. But it's very important to know, that these matrices you have to capture first, then you come on CAC. And finally, it is important to know health of your company. Income statement may report a negative value because of company may adding customers who are unprofitable today. As I gave you an example of Uber and Ola, they have a very high CAC, right? They might be spending if you are a first time user on Uber, they give you first 3 ride 50% discount. You think about it, that they are paying 10 rupees per kilometer to a customer, to a driver, and they are charging, after discount, they are charging just 3 rupees. So their CAC is too high, right? Acquisition cost is too high. But because you're going to stay with them for years, their CLTV is good. So in starting time, your balance sheet or income statement may look like a negative, but in going future, it will be profitable, right? So everyone clear on these important points? Any question?
No, sir.
Anyone else? So I'll pause for a minute for you guys to think on whatever we have covered now. I'll just give a minute to you all to think any questions you have from your notes you have made, anything.
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir. If we, you are giving example lead generate. So there, if we are doing marketing like through selling card or doing through door-to-door marketing, in that time, can we take it like you are saying, if that customer acquisition cost is high, but CLTV is okay long time, then you can take this like you are saying you can take. But if we are doing like door-to-door marketing lead generate, then can we take that time these things like CLTV, that business?
Yeah, definitely. So these all CAC and CLTV in some way or other can apply to the offline world also.
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, but how can in door-to-door marketing or through market like shop to shop, then we can't say that if we are giving that credit card that customer, they will come like future, they will come with us future time 5 years, 10 years. Can't take, can't say.
I'll tell you how. So I don't know if you remember, if you guys were, if you remember that or not. So when Pepsi or Coke, when they launched in India some 15, 20 years back, you know what they did? They provide free drinks over in Delhi over red lights. They, you know, there used to be a executive in a disposable class. They used to provide free drinks in summer. It's a complete cost, right? They are not getting anything out of it. And they created a market out of it. Now people spend a huge money to buying this thing, right?
Same like a Geo Sims or Reliance.
Right. Reliance, you know, it's if you see the Reliance strategy, it's been any outsider thinks like it's really crazy, right? You are giving 6 months of subscription now, right? Reliance did it for next March through March end. They will be
Yeah, March till,
free, right? It's
till
completely
last
free.
March.
Think about it. You know, after March, if they, so let's say if I buy a GeoSIM today, I stay with them for 6 months. And if they start charging after March some amount, I'll still pay, right?
Because we will be habitual for that.
Right. So any on like offline or you know word or digital marketing or social marketing, digital marketing, traditional marketing, they all you know perform in the same way. They invest upfront. They may call it differently. They may not call it CAC. They may call it something different. But the basic fundamental stays same. You spend upfront. You generate a market. You generate a demand, and then you slowly steep your prices, or you slowly calculate, or you calculate your lifetime value, and then you know when you will be profitable. So clear, Jyoti? Any
Okay,
question?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's why you know in starting I mentioned, although social media marketing is a different new stream, but the basic fundamental of marketing will still same. It's a new channel, but uh, the the basic will still be same. Okay. Uh, Moving toward the next slide. So follow-up reading. So I highly recommend you guys to. So I think these are already uploaded on your portal. If not, just let us know. So there is a good right of segmentation, targeting, positioning. Should read that. It's an attachment as a PDF on portal. And then concept of customer lifetime value and profitability. It's again the PDF. So you must read these two before the next session. It will really clear any doubts you have. And then these are the two optional link I provided to you guys. So I'll upload this presentation after the class, and you go through this presentation, and then there are two links: CAC, you know, the startup killers, and then the benefit of CLTV. That will help you understand. So do read these, okay? And just let me know in case you don't see these attachments.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so one more thing. So as a part of this session, you guys have to work on an assignment, and then assignment will be a group session, a group assignment. So this is a link. You guys have to go there, create a group. I'll just open this. Okay, so are you able to see this Google Doc? Okay. So what you guys have to do, you have to mention your name, your registered ID and your group name. So we need at least 4 to 6 members in each group. Last date of creating a group is 17th of December. After that, if somebody is not part of any group, we'll create it randomly depending upon the remaining members. So if by 17th December I don't see anyone in this class who is not part of a group, I'll be going to add them in some random group. Got it?
Okay, sir.
So you have to create.
Yes, sir.
You guys have to enroll yourself in a group, and then next session I'll.
Yes,
So,
yes, sir.
okay.
We have do itself.
Okay. And then next session I'm going to provide you a group assignment, and it's highly recommend that you go through this readings which I mentioned. Now go through the recording. If you have any question, I'm going to post recording in the next few hours when it is available. And you guys have to really go through those, because next session we're going to talk a bit more than one-sided presentation, and that's depend your group assignment, your questions will depend how good you are able to spend time on the reading materials. And also, as I mentioned earlier, look into the prism, look into the each category, try to come up with something, any question you have, go into the look into your detailed things around you, try to pick any product, any services which you use, try to see how they are really doing their social marketing campaign, what kind of ad you guys are seeing in your Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter account. Try to relate, that will help you in understanding, help you in building an understanding around social marketing. And next class it will be great if some of you, one or two people, can come up with some example which you have seen, which we are going to discuss in class. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I think we have around 10-15 more minutes. Any questions? Anything which you want to cover me again? We still have 10 minutes.
Not now, sir. After again reading that, if we have question, we'll ask.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay then. Thanks everyone to joining session. Have a nice weekend. I'll talk next Sunday.
Sir, what are the practical ways to get more insight in social media marketing, sir? Practical, sir, skills, sir.
Practical skills, you mean? Like
in this domain, sir, to understand better, sir.
Okay, so the only way, in my opinion, is as I mentioned, the more you work on the exercises, the more you look around the things, the better understanding you will get. There are a lot of content, there are a lot of books available online, internet, everywhere. Somebody can, you can read it, but the only way of acquiring that skill is to run through the exercise, try to more be on practical. We're going to cover few examples in next sessions. How your assignment is designed in a way to think you around practical examples on social media marketing. I think by the end of this session, you should be in a state where you can start thinking around it, start contributing around the social media marketing. So does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I understand you. You seems to have an interest in going into social media marketing domain, and the only way of doing it is
Yeah.
acquire that skill. Do a lot. So a lot of practices. It will come with it will come with time and practice.
Yes, sir.
Okay, anyone else? Any questions, or should we call off the day? Okay. Okay, thanks everyone. Have a nice Sunday and we'll talk next week.
Same to you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.